This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, November 22. In Squiz Kids Today, Asteroid collision rocket launch, San Diego's freeway cash grab, new Aussie cricket captain, and Gunter the millionaire pooch. That's what's making news, kid style.
The lowdown.
Tomorrow afternoon, a rocket ship will blast off from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California with a very specific mission: to crash into an asteroid and hopefully push it off course in a test run for what might one day be an Earth-saving mission. The DART mission, that's D-A-R-T, standing for Double Asteroid Redirection Test Mission, will send a rocket ship 400 million kilometres out into space with the intention of colliding into what's called a moonlet, a smallish asteroid which is orbiting a larger asteroid. It's hoped that by crashing into the asteroid, the rocket will be able to bump it onto a different trajectory, like when your brother shoulder charges you for no good reason as you're walking down the hallway and knocks you off course. Now, there's no way the moonlet is in danger of coming anywhere near Earth, so there's no need to worry, which is to say we're not in any danger of being hit by this asteroid. But NASA, the American Space Agency, wants to use this mission as a test, so that we've had a practice run in the event we ever do need to intercept an asteroid that is on a collision course with Earth. Because a massive piece of space rock the size of a city thumping into Earth, well, that would not be great. If the mission succeeds, our little rocket should be crashing into the asteroid in about a year's time. But if you want to get all Hollywood action film caught up in the drama in the meantime, can I recommend the science fiction action film Armageddon? Or if it's a factual explainer you're after, I've stuck a link of a video of the mission in today's episode notes. Don't mention it.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in the United States of America, on a massive interstate freeway outside the city of San Diego, to be precise, which was shut down on Friday after it literally rained money. So, here's what happened. The door of an armoured truck popped open, and like something out of a cartoon, bags of cash fell out, split open, and rained money all over the freeway. Videos on social media show traffic completely stopped and people grabbing fistfuls of bills, which the police were quick to say was not allowed. They arrested 2 people on the scene and gave anyone else who had nabbed some cash until the end of the weekend to return it to their nearest police station. As if that's going to happen. Otherwise, the police said they'd be using those videos to make arrests. Ooh-ah. And yes, of course, I've put a link to a video of the mayhem in your episode notes.
Sport time.
The Australian cricket team is expected to name a new captain this week after Tim Paine announced he was standing down on Friday after sending inappropriate text messages. The most likely replacement for Tasmania's Tim Paine is fast bowler Pat Cummins, with his appointment expected to be confirmed this week. Paine stepped down as Aussie captain after inappropriate text messages he thought were private became public. A painful experience for the cricketer, his wife and his family, and an important reminder, as Squizzy the Newshound always says, to stop and think before pressing send on any text message or social media post. If you don't want the world to read it, don't write it. Meanwhile, the Wallabies went down over the weekend to Wales in a controversial match in Cardiff, where some of the refs' decisions were later criticised. And the All Blacks also suffered a surprise defeat at the hands of the French rugby team. Allez les Bleus!
Animal Kingdom.
A German shepherd in Miami has just put his Bayside mansion up for sale and is asking someone to pay $43 million for it. And no, you are not hearing things, and no, we do not need Squizzy the Newshound to check out whether this story is true. Gunther, the German Shepherd, inherited his massive $600 million fortune from his grandfather, also a German Shepherd, and also called Gunther, who used to belong to a very rich woman. When the woman died in 1992, she left an enormous inheritance to her dog and his puppies, with instructions that they all be spoiled rotten for as long as their natural lives. As a result, the most recent Gunther has a chef that prepares him 3 meals a day, he travels on a private jet between his homes in Miami and Tuscany in Italy, and he has a dedicated team of trainers who play with him every day. It is, most assuredly, a dog's life. There are links to photos of Gunther and his fancy life in today's episode notes. Woof!
Hi Squiz Kids, Amanda here. If you're listening in a Squiz Kids for Schools classroom, we've got a shortcut for you this week that'll make your tummy rumble. We're going on a culinary tour of the world. Culinary means relating to cooking, and we'll be learning all about noodles. I bet you don't know where spaghetti with meatballs was invented, or which famous noodle dish has a strange connection to a Prime Minister. Teachers, jump into your dashboard to play this shortcut, explore all the others and access the teaching materials aligned to them. If you're not a member, get over to squizkids.com.au and sign up for a free trial. And now, back to Bryce.
Time for the Squiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. Which country's rugby team beat the All Blacks this weekend? That's right, it was France. Question number 2. What is NASA hoping to intercept by sending a rocket into space tomorrow afternoon? You got it, it's an asteroid, or a moonlet. I'll take both. Question number 3. What sort of a dog is Gunther, the millionaire pooch? Yeah, he's a German Shepherd.
Shout outs.
It's November 22. Today, in the United States, is Love Your Freckles Day, which is a day that I can wholeheartedly endorse here in Australia too, as a dyed-in-the-wool ginger. Plus, it's a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Evie from Broken Hill, Cameron from Dubbo, Rowan from Maitland, Jonathan from Singapore, Will from Alderley, Tim from Randwick, Lucy from Edithvale, Amelie from Newcastle, Jasmine from Brighton, Izzy from Ararat, Daisy from Bathurst, and Elliot from Como West. And classroom shout-outs today go to Class 4H and Ms. Conningham at Chatswood Public School, to Mrs. Dewey's Year 5 class at Loretto in Kirribilli, and to all the Year 6 classes at Epping West Public School. To Class 4O, 2C, 6BR and 2M at Randwick Public School, and finally to Class 2M and Mr. Weston at Annandale North Public School. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.